Vice Mayor, I think, and I've actually sat down and talked to every employee in the town in different groups and settings over the last couple of months. And I think the question really comes down to whatever decision the board makes, I think the employees are going to jump on board with that decision. Yes, the defined benefit plan certainly helps employees that have been here a long time, more so. Maybe even employees that are a little bit older in age. The defined contribution would certainly help those employees that are relatively new or younger employees. But either plan is going to be better than what we have today, and I think the employees would certainly jump in on either one.
Definitely. And two, either choice improves the percentage that we have into retirement. As you recall, the Springstead study mentioned that we were 154% less than our other municipal governments, and employees also, because employees give zero, and the employees need to step up. So either one of these plans moves us closer to be more competitive with our sister cities.
Both plans, what would be the difference but for the cost of the town to participate in this?
Again, this is only year one cost because we wouldn't know what the cost from year after year would be. You're looking at 2.2% of pay more that we'd have to budget for in case all employees decided to do the 4% match. So you're roughly $60,000. I'd have to get the numbers back out. I looked at them a while ago, but roughly $60,000 extra to do the defined benefit, or excuse me, to do the Social Security option with the 4% match. The defined benefit option would cost no extra dollars this year, except that we would have implementation costs. You'd have to do a plan design. You'd have to pay an attorney to do those type of things and get everything started, which certainly would have some cost to that. Would not touch 60 or 70,000, but would be a little bit more cost.
But year two, you can't tell us what it's going to be.
No, sir, we cannot.
I would move, and I'm going to change the, I'm going to add one key ingredient in here, and I believe that's what's been discussed. But beginning in fiscal year 11-12, the town joins the Social Security system and provides funding to match full-time employees' contributions 100% up to 4% of pay, which will be invested in a 401A plan. I believe that was the intent of the motion. But
what was the change that you made?
The change is, and the addition is, that it's defined what the match is. It is not defined what the match is in here. It only says up to what percentage we match. But the discussion has been, and correct me if I'm wrong, it has been to match it 100% up to 4%. So if they put in a percent, we give a point. They give 2, we give 2. It just wasn't clear in here. It was undefined what the match was.
All right, we have a motion.
I'll second that.
Call the roll.
Alderman Elliott.
No.
Alderman Honkin.
Aye.
Alderman LaMarche. Alderman Markley.
Aye.
Mayor McGill.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-2.
Did we need a supermajority? No.
Simple majority, Mayor.
Okay. This item is ordinances, public hearing, and second reading. Ordinance 11-03, amendment to the Farragut zoning ordinance, Chapter 4, Section 10, parking and unloading. 3, to modify parking requirements for large retail facilities. We've seen this before. This is second reading.
Talked about this fairly extensively at the last meeting. This ordinance amendment staff had been monitoring parking ratios and rates in town, and a few years ago we had modified the parking for multi-tenant facilities and shopping centers and reduced parking requirements for larger facilities. And when Gander Mountain came to us and said that they wanted to expand, and we asked them if they had any parking problems, but with their expansion, they said they weren't sure. We told them that we would get this initiated in case that they did have some parking issues. And so we initiated this at the Planning Commission, and they came back to us and said, yes, we cannot meet the 4 per thousand, and so if you reduce it, that would be great. So we went before the Planning Commission to reduce the parking requirements for the larger freestanding facilities of greater than 50,000 square feet. The Gander Mountain site plan was approved subject to this amendment going into effect. It reduces the parking requirements from 4 to 3.5 spaces per 1,000 gross square feet of floor area. This here is the J.C. Penney. It is one of our 2 large freestanding facilities in town. And even during the peak season, you can see that this is, they have a lot of extra parking. What this amendment does is provide for J.C. Penney an option to make modifications in the future in case they were to expand or to change. Now this is the Gander Mountain. Again, you can see that there is a lot of unused parking spaces, and this amendment will help Gander Mountain to make their amendments to their site by adding a indoor shooting range and a training academy to their facility, and they will be eliminating some of their parking spaces in doing so. The Planning Commission recommended unanimously in favor of ordinance 1103, and staff also recommends approval of ordinance 1103.
Any discussion?
Ms. Hawk, this is the second reading of the same ordinance that we voted on in the affirmative with no changes from last time, correct?
Correct.
Okay. If there's no other discussion, I make a motion that we approve ordinance 1103 amendment
I'll
as written.
second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Town Administrator's Report.
Mayor, just one thing tonight. Tomorrow afternoon at noon, we have the ribbon cutting for McPhee Park Phase 2. Hope everybody can make it, and it'll be 12 o'clock sharp. I know some folks got to get in and get to some other meetings they have, but I think it'll be a great day tomorrow, so hope everybody can make it. That's all I have.
And the parade.
That's true. The
Tomorrow
parade, the Dogwood Arts. I forgot about the Dogwood Arts Parade tomorrow night at 7 o'clock downtown on Gay Street. The Beautification Committee and Ms. Stool have done a great job of preparing our float for the evening. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing them on TV tomorrow night, too.
Associate Town Administrator's Report.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Engineer's Report.
I have nothing either.
Recorder's Report.
I have one invoice for you tonight. It's Springstead for $11,410.08.
I move approval.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
And I'm assuming, Madam Recorder, that is pursuant to their contract and our agreement with
Yes.
them. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
And Attorney's Report.
No report.
Okay, we are adjourned.